Who would win, True Form Darkseid or Dr. Manhattan? There are many powerful entities in the DC universe. While Darkseid has always been a thorn in the side of the Justice League, Dr. Manhattan is a being who is indifferent to trivial matters, preferring to observe the universe in its smallest and largest events. Darkseid is one of the strongest entities in the DC universe. His true form, often associated with the anti-life equation, grants him immense power, including reality manipulation, telepathy, super strength, and near immortality. Darkseid is a seasoned strategist with vast armies and resources. He often seeks domination and control, making him a formidable opponent. Dr. Manhattan possesses god-like abilities including matter and energy manipulation, teleportation, precognition, and near immortality. He can perceive time in a non-linear fashion, allowing him to predict actions before they occur. Though he usually acts objectively, he can think strategically and manipulate events to achieve his goals. But before we dive into the analysis, hit the subscribe button and turn on notifications by clicking the bell icon. Dr. Manhattan can completely control his molecular structure, allowing him to increase his muscle density to its maximum regardless of his body size. This has allowed him to perform feats of extraordinary strength, such as easily throwing tanks or lifting massive structures on planets without difficulty. Manhattan's strength is virtually limitless, as he can become as powerful as he wishes. Meanwhile, Darkseid's physiology as a new god grants him superior strength that few beings in the DC universe can match. He often overwhelms Superman and sometimes even surpasses the Kryptonian's power. So it's undeniable that Darkseid can be equal to or even stronger than Superman in many cases. Thanks to the cosmic power Dr. Manhattan wields, he is nearly omnipotent, meaning he can apply his powers in any situation to accomplish whatever he desires. He has the ability to restructure or rearrange molecules at will. This was demonstrated when he created the Prime Earth universe by intervening in Flash's attempt to restore the universe after the events of Flashpoint. On the other hand, Darkseid's power comes from the Omega Effect, a dark cosmic energy that allows him to create various effects. Darkseid often uses the Omega Effect to unleash Omega beams far stronger than Superman's heat vision. While the Omega Effect might elevate Darkseid to the level of a god, Dr. Manhattan comes closer to being a true deity as he has reached near omnipotence. Dr. Manhattan is fully capable of defeating any incarnation of Darkseid. However, when it comes to True Form Darkseid or Darkseid at the Infinite Frontier, things become much more complicated. The truth is that we don't know enough about True Form Darkseid, but it is clear that he operates on an outversal scale and is a true divine entity. Similarly, Manhattan has yet to fully reveal his ultimate abilities or peak power. The feats he has accomplished seem to be effortless for him. Unlike Dr. Manhattan, whose powers revolve around manipulating particles, atoms, and cosmic forces within the framework of physical laws, Darkseid's Omega beams can warp reality, transcending all physical boundaries. When they collide with Manhattan, he would instantly cease to exist. Literally, his molecules wouldn't just scatter across the universe, they would be completely erased from existence. He would not be able to reconstruct himself from that state because he would be entirely removed from reality. Moreover, Darkseid simply has more feats to his name. In Multiversity and Countdown to Final Crisis, we truly see the true nature of Darkseid and the origin of his extraordinary powers. It is revealed that human consciousness on primitive Earth influenced the creation of different multiverses and universes, along with countless inner dimensions, all overseen by separate multiversal systems based on the existence of humanity on this planet. This discovery led to an important consequence, highlighting the complexity and potential danger in the interaction between human consciousness and dark cosmic forces. It opened up new threats from Darkseid and other evil forces. We see a direct link suggesting that the empty hand in Multiversity is in fact Darkseid. Not only that, but it is revealed on Prime Earth as a mother box activated on the 17th move. Darkseid invaded everyone's mind and his true form fully penetrated Earth, causing a singularity that merged universes originating from the forgetful machine box. The monitoring system also confirmed this when Nix Yuotan, after dealing with the empty hand, directly stated that Darkseid was behind everything, including the empty hand itself. This means that by destroying the free will of other Darkseids across numerous multiverses, source walls, and even transcending infinite dimensions, he surpassed boundaries that were once thought insurmountable. This is the boundless power of Darkseid, who controls all, erasing the limits of reality and space. This suggests that Darkseid's true form is fused with the anti-life equation, the very essence that defines him. When he takes control of the rest of the equation, Darkseid's true nature will be fully realized. This means Darkseid is not merely a malevolent entity, but also represents the inner chaos and darkness hidden deep within primitive Earth. This implies that Darkseid's influence extends beyond the universe's tied to primitive Earth, reaching into the infinite realms. This expansion isn't just limited to physical power, but extends from his very essence, the infamous White Hand. This was further confirmed when Darkseid defeated the monitoring system of Prime Earth, achieving his true form during the countdown to the final crisis. This forced the systems to consume the blood flowing from Darkseid's influence, leading to the creation of the Mandrake Tree. Darkseid's power scale transcends all limits, marking a breakthrough, overshadowing all existence and control he once held. Thus, this forced the monitoring systems to switch to absorbing blood to maintain the vessel, to bring Superman in and help save everyone. This event led to the creation of Mandrake, Darkseid, in some way became a secondary cause behind Mandrake's birth. In reality, Mandrake can be seen as a Yuotan possessed by the multiverse itself, as Mandrake represents the moment when a monitoring system becomes corrupt and evil. These depictions are quite accurate in capturing the essence of these characters. This implies that Darkseid far surpasses conventional monitoring systems from his origin, something clearly demonstrated through his incredible feats, such as defeating Jimmy Olsen after he was empowered by the new gods and Godwave energy. This shows that Darkseid confronted a being imbued with the energy of both Perpetua's army and Perpetua herself, further proving his terrifying superiority. This would never have happened if Darkseid's true essence didn't surpass the control of the Overmonitor and his Monitor siblings. This frightening truth is confirmed as the actions of Darkseid's copies were so brutal that they drove the justice forces of the Source insane. This implies that they were referencing the true source, the origin of everything, including life and anti-life, as the countdown to final crisis. Progressed, it highlighted Darkseid's unparalleled power, a being who reached the core of the universe itself, defying all natural laws and causing irreversible consequences to the entire cosmic system. This puts Darkseid's true form into the scope of the screen orb, not the divine sphere where he created his copies empowered by the Omega energy of the apocalypse. Indeed, Darkseid is fully capable of fighting entities like the Anti-Monitor and Monitor. Even a clone of his was strong enough to do so. In fact, since Darkseid's true form is tied to the anti-life equation, even death is a part of him. This implies that the only reason Darkseid lost when facing the Anti-Monitor was that the Anti-Monitor had control over the concept of death, using an aspect of Darkseid against him, specifically the Omega Sanction. This means that when Darkseid faces his own version, like in the case with the Anti-Monitor, it is no surprise that his clone was destroyed, as Darkseid's Omega beams clashed with Darkseid, creating a deadly spiral. Still, considering him as a quantum field suggests it won't end just with the death of Earth Prime's Darkseid or his clones. It implies that if we are talking about the true Darkseid, it is virtually impossible to defeat him, even with entities like the Presence, Perpetua, and various versions of the Source. A superior clone of Darkseid is still enough to defeat Dr. Manhattan, who possesses the ability to destroy entire universes equivalent to Dr. Manhattan's power. Darkseid has been able to hold off the Anti-Monitor for a brief time, even though the latter had much greater power. This means that even if Darkseid faces entities as powerful as Dr. Manhattan, he can still use the full force of his Omega energy, surpassing even the judgments of the Presence, also known as God. Even when trapped in the Source Wall, Darkseid proves far superior, being much stronger than Dr. Manhattan multiple times over, and even surpassing Spectre by up to 31,540,000 times. When compared to the Presence, Darkseid could be stronger by 10,513,333 times, showcasing his overwhelming dominance in both strength and supernatural power. Dr. Manhattan may be able to defeat most manifestations of Darkseid, but when we talk about true Darkseid or Darkseid on the infinite frontier, things become much more complicated. One thing is certain: we don't have enough information about Darkseid's true form, but it's clear that he is an outversal entity with a truly divine nature. Similarly, Dr. Manhattan has yet to fully show his ultimate potential, as what he has achieved seems to be minor feats for him. While Manhattan easily surpasses his opponents, Darkseid is often overhyped in terms of strength. As a god, he holds significant power within DC's hierarchy, but it's clear that he can't match Manhattan at the highest level. Please subscribe to the channel, it would help us a lot, and you'll get to watch amazing videos every day. You're the best, thank you very much. Darkseid has two significant advantages over Watchman's Dr. Manhattan: telepathy and blood absorption. Darkseid's Omega beams are also a formidable strength. While Dr. Manhattan may not struggle much with telepathy or the Omega beams, Darkseid's blood absorption ability is an unpredictable variable. Beyond these factors, we delve deeper into the larger questions about the multiverse's nature and Darkseid's true form, alongside Manhattan's ability to control the multiverse. In theory, if Darkseid could absorb Manhattan's blood, the advantage would clearly tilt in his favor, not to mention that he could use a strategy similar to what Adrian did to Manhattan. However, Darkseid's power makes it unclear why this would be effective. The true form of Darkseid related to the anti-life equation is the horned figure we see in death metal, but it's not particularly impressive. This Spectre without a host would render everything useless, similar to turning Spectre into a mouse. As for Dr. Manhattan, he possesses power comparable to Perpetua, and the Darless Knight used Manhattan's power to defeat Perpetua, a being who created the entire DC universe and World Forge. We all know what World Forge did to Mandrake, which demonstrates the frightening extent of its power. It must be said that Dr. Manhattan is the top candidate for ultimate power. He is not only immortal, but also has the ability to alter reality at will. Although Darkseid is incredibly strong, he has been defeated by high-ranking opponents like Superman and Orion. Despite being a god, the new gods have been killed before without resurrection, so there's no guarantee that Darkseid would return from the dead if he were destroyed. On a meta level, we know that he will return because DC never lets a core villain like Darkseid be erased permanently. Darkseid has prepared plans to stop beings like Perpetua and maybe even Manhattan, but with the power of the Great Darkness, he will surpass everything. In his true form, Darkseid undoubtedly has immense potential, but we need to see more feats to prove it. He claims to have found something stronger than the anti-life equation, something he calls the greatest power in all the multiverses. As we know, Darkseid will return stronger and his enemies will pay the price. Even as he said, he is not the only one searching for this ultimate power. Just as Batman Who Laughs gained a similar power but was still weaker than Dr. Manhattan, he was able to perceive everything happening in the multiverse meta tier. However, his greatest goal is to seize the fragment of power that Dr. Manhattan left on the Mobius chair, which is now held by Wally West. With this power fragment, Batman Who Laughs could surpass the meta tier and conquer the entire Omniverse. To become the Darkest Knight with the necessary power, he must possess the fragment of Dr. Manhattan's power. Dr. Manhattan, with his power, altered the entire structure of the multiverse at the metaphysical level to the extent that even the gods within it were affected without most realizing it. When Manhattan understood that he needed to fix the meta-tier multiverse, he knew he had to destroy it first, allowing natural regeneration centered around Superman. Darkseid has always been one of the most intelligent and cunning villains in the DC universe, being a genius with intellect far beyond the norm, allegedly hundreds of steps ahead on the evolutionary scale. He possesses cosmic awareness, allowing him to comprehend the workings of the universe and understand everything happening across the cosmos. Though Darkseid has superior intellect and cosmic awareness, Dr. Manhattan is no slouch in intelligence either. He has the ability to reconstruct his body by controlling molecular structures, which makes him almost immortal. Beyond having strength comparable to Superman, Darkseid also has endurance equal to or even greater than the Man of Steel. Essentially, Darkseid is nearly invulnerable, capable of surviving the most powerful attacks Superman or Wonder Woman can unleash. Although he is fairly resistant to attacks, Darkseid can still be harmed by Superman's heat vision, which reaches over 5,000 degrees Celsius. However, while the surface of the sun is hotter than Superman's heat vision, it cannot burn or harm Dr. Manhattan. Darkseid is indeed an extraordinary warrior capable of directly confronting the strongest opponents in the universe. However, it should be noted that Dr. Manhattan is a being of infinite power enough to threaten an entire universe. While Darkseid is extremely powerful and formidable, he has never posed a true threat to the entire universe, as there are many other entities with far greater power than him. What do you think? We'd love to hear your thoughts. Thanks for watching. That's today's video. We'll stop here for now. Thank you all very much.